Okay, guys, very good morning. This is Haribabu from SNS College of Engineering. Belongs to Computer and Design Department. Now the subject is about program solving and C program. That is problem solving and C program. In the first year and first semester, we just going for a unit one introduction to problem solving techniques. Topic is about notation, see the code flowchart and programming language. Where we discussed these things in previous class and the session has been extended now. These are the techniques we discussed previously. This is the last thing we have discussed in previous chapter or previous session. Now the session will be continued. This is the thing. This is the thing. Just see start. That start is about the round symbol and there is a parallelogrammatic input number where we're giving the input number. If the number is model of 2 is equal to 0, then it is a yes means it is an even number. If no, it is a display odd number. That's the end. So to find an odd or even, we just have to know whether the sequence is modulus of 2 is equal to 0, then it is an even or odd. So just think about the logic and do the program. Okay, don't need to mark up. Just think about the program of logic and do the program. We get an input and it is when the sequence is operated, we get an output. Next is about you have to find a student's grade pass or fail. That is whether the student is pass or fail. Just as we see in the no, that is the same thing. If a student is entering a mark, if the mark is greater than 50, he is passed. If it is lesser, he is failed. Simple thing. Okay, just think about the flow, how it works, how it flows. Okay, that's the thing we are seeing here also. So pass or fail, where the notation just have to think here. It is a terminal. First start terminal. To start, pass or end. Where it's a input or output represent the information system or leaving the system. It's a processing. It's a decision. Connector. So these things you have to remember. Okay. Start, processing, decision, processing, and end. So this is a sequence. Yes or no is our things as no. Next is our programming language. Algorithm describes the solution to a problem in terms of the data needed to represent the problem instance. So, the set of steps necessary to produce intended result. So, from this programming language must provide a notational way to represent both the process and data. To this end, the language provides control constructs and data types. So, this is the programming language we have to know. So, data need to represent in the problem instance and step-by-step procedure to follow the things. Next, to continue, programming is the process of taking an algorithm and encoding it into a notation, a programming language, so that it can be executed by a computer. So we have to think this. Okay, without an algorithm, there can be no program. Okay, so first we have to think about the logic. Okay, although many programming languages and many different types of computer exist, the important first step is to need to have the solution. So think the logic and do the program. So programming is implementing the already solved problem algorithm in a specific computer language where syntax and other relevant parameters are different based on different programming languages. So these are the programming just we see. Next is about continuation, computer languages. Low level languages, middle level languages, and high level languages. These three level languages are available. What is a low level languages? Machine language. Example, use ones and zeros to create an instructions. Example, binary languages. Whereas middle level languages, it is just about assembly language. We use mnemonics and create instructions. Example, assembly language, we just mentioned it, okay. Whereas assembly language are mainly used in microcontrollers. Whereas binary languages were used in digital logic circuits. Whereas high-level languages, similar to human language, this COBOL, Fortran, basics of C, C++, and Java, etc. This is about high-level languages. Next, the continuation, we just seeing about low-level language and machine-level language. A low-level language is a programming language that deals with the computer hardware components and constraints. In simple way, we can say that low-level language can only be understood by computer processor and components. So next is about binary and assembly language are examples of low-level languages. Binary and assembly language are examples for low-level languages. Next is about middle-level language, that is intermediate language. Middle-level language services as bridge between the raw hardware and programming layer of computer system. So middle language serve as a bridge between hardware and programming layer of computer system. Next, middle language is also known as intermediate programming language and pseudocode language. The C intermediate language and Java bytecode are some examples of middle languages. So, low-level language is about directly to the components to construct, whereas middle-level language is about the bridging between the hardware and programming layers. Next, just see about the high-level language. A high-level language in any programming language that enables development of a program in a much more user-friendly programming context. So it's just only the programming side. So high-level language are designed to be used by the human operator or the program. They are referred to as closer to humans. In other words, their programming style and context is easier to learn and implement than lower level language. Examples we said no previously basic C, C++, Java are some popular examples of high level languages. Let us see the assembly language here. Adding two numbers, programming C language and assembly. Data segment, number one is DB, it will be stored 9H and DB 7H, number two, result DB. The end. This is about the result. Next is about code segment. Assume DS data CS code start. Move AX data. So data will be stored in AX, that is actual data. A domain is actually okay. AX will be moved to DS next, and move AL num1 and add AL num2. Move result A. So move AH for CH and int to 1H and N using assembly level of language actually processed. This will be we will be discussing later why it is mentioned like this, how it is moved, how this process we just see later. Now the programming language in C, int main, int number one, number two, sum, print f, enter the first number, scan up percentage d, number one, number two, sum, number one, number two, and print up sum percentage d and percentage d is percentage d, slash n, number two, and sum return 0. This will be actually easier mode in C languages, whereas some language a little bit tougher. When you practice, it is easier. So, idle language easy for programmer to understand, contains English words, translator program. There is a translator program. So, machine code, the program owns language, binary number or zeros and ones. Or is an algorithm flowchart. This one assessment. Draw the flowchart to find the greatest of three numbers. Okay, this is about the reference, and you just refer the textbook and reference. Any queries? Thank you.